Om Tameva Maka Tameva Tameva Bandhuscha Shakha Tameva Tameva Vidya Dravinam Tameva Tameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Mother, thou art my father, thou art my friend and companion, thou my knowledge, thou my wisdom, thou art all in all, O Lord of Lords. Peace, peace, peace. So we are now in the end of our this reading of Narada's Way of Divine Love. We are on verse number 84, the last verse. And that last verse is on page 163 of Swami Prabhupada Narada's Way of Divine Love. So that verse says, it is the conclusion of so many teachings. What happens when one attains to the supreme devotion, supreme love, and the ways and means to attain to that supreme love has also been described there. How one should be dedicating his all actions, thoughts, his all emotions to God and God alone, and how that can lead him or her to a perfect state of joy, blessings, and equilibrium, so that one will be totally filled with the divine fervor of the Absolute and eternally swim in the bliss of joy. So here is the end, 84th verse, where it says, now I have said, Narada has described all these spiritual lessons. And what he says, that now who listens to this auspicious message and believes that they are true, who have formed faith and devotion in these words, he becomes a person of devotion and he attains the highest. That is the conclusive verse. That means it is eulogizing the reading. It is not just a book, it is just not a technical reading, but it is a text which is teaching us that whoever listens to this message of Narada and whoever has trust and faith that they are true, he grows into devotion. So bhaktiman. So it says, ya idam, that person who, idam means this, Narada praktam, as said by Narada, told by Narada, Shivanushasana. Some people will make a easy meaning, the instruction of Shiva. Here Shiva means auspiciousness. This auspicious message, these auspicious teachings, and Shivanushasana Vishwasiti, believes in it. have faith and trust in this message. So, Bhaktiman Bhavati, he becomes a bhakta. His devotion grows. And so Bhaktiman Bhavati Saprashtham Lavati. And he attains Prashtham, means the most beloved Lord. That means he attains his goal of life, attaining the Prashtham. Prashtham is most beloved. Lavate attains him. And again it is said, saw prashtham lavate, that person surely reaches the beloved Lord, attains him. And that is Om Tat Sat. This is the 84th verse. So, Yaidam Narada Praktam Shivanushashanam Vishwasiti. Ja, that person, any person, Idam Narada Praktam, this Narada Sutras, Proktam is told by Narada, which is Shiva Anushasanam, which is the all auspicious statements, listens to that, and Vishwasiti, and trust in it, believes in it, and have faith, Shraddhate, and have tremendous regard in it. So Bhaktiman Bhavati, he becomes Bhaktiman, lover of God. He becomes a lover of God. And he says, so Prasthang, not only he becomes a lover of God, but he becomes Prastha. Prastha means the most beloved. He attains, he reaches the beloved Lord. He attains the beloved Lord twice. So the running translation will be here done by Swami Prabhupada is on 163 page. Whosoever believes in this auspicious description of divine love by Narada and has faith in these teachings becomes a lover of God and attains highest beatitude and reaches the supreme goal of life. So this is the 84th verse. It is glorification of this and also giving the message to the masses. The masses are followers of bhakti because their natural tendency is that they don't, many people out of millions of people, how many people will be able to make a critical analysis of spirituality or Vedanta, this, that. Majority has the emotion, believe in God. So they have their fundamental basic principle of love for God. And that God love can culminate in this unique state of attainment of God attainment. So Swami Prabhupada explains this. To have faith in these teachings implies, of course, that the teachings must be put into practice in one's own life. Faith means what? Faith does not mean that only I believe. That's why in most of the religion, people talk about what is your faith. What is your belief system? Belief system does not make anything change in one's life. I believe. I believe there is a ghost. What does it change in the world? I believe that there is a I believe that there is no stars. Our stars are little dots of light. Does not make anything, any change, any. It is not a reality. It is not an experience.
The earth is flat.
Earth is flat. That's also another idea. And how many people are tortured for that. So it is the faith. Faith creates all trouble. Mere faith. It's called a blind faith. But there is a faith. What faith? The faith which is tested and verified by the experience of other enlightened souls. So that you believe, that's the meaning. You believe a scientist who have experimented and who are talking. That faith is necessary. Otherwise, your life cannot stand on. So, in spiritual science also, we should have faith upon those people who have experienced, who lives that life, and who have seen. That's why Holy Mother used to talk about Ramakrishna. Yeah. Sri Ramakrishna was a person who have seen God. তিনি ছিলেন দেখা 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 মানুষ that means he saw, simple word, he saw God, not talking from your faith and understanding my belief, and you see how my belief system is creating trouble in the world all the time. My belief is actually my belief is my belief, your belief is your belief. So whose belief will be true? My belief, of course, will be true. So there comes the conflict and fight. So to have faith in these teachings implies, of course, that this teaching not only is to be believed, because it is Narada says, who is really a devotee himself, who does not spend a moment without thinking of Krishna, the Lord. So not that only, but you have to imply in your life, to invite their life into our life. So it should practice. I can think of no better way to conclude this commentary than to quote from a letter written by Swami Vivekananda to two American devotees on July 31st, 1894. It is one of the most beautiful expressions I know of the spirit of Bhakti Yoga. What is that? Quote, Swamiji writes, catch a glimpse, at least every day, of that world of infinite beauty and peace and purity, the spiritual, and try to live in it day and night. Let your soul ascend day and night like an unbroken string into the feet of the beloved, whose throne is in your heart, own heart, and let the rest take care, and then let take care of themselves. That is the body and everything else. Life is evanescent, a fleeting dream. Youth and beauty fade. Say day and night, thou art my father, my mother, my husband, my love, my Lord, my God. I want nothing but thee, nothing but thee. Thou in me, I in thee. Well goes, beauty vanishes, life flies, powers fly, but the Lord abideth forever. Love abideth forever. Lord abideth forever. Love abideth forever. If here is glory in keeping the machine in good trim, it is more glorious to withhold the soul from suffering with the body. That is the only demonstration of your being, no matter, by letting the matter alone. So Swamiji is writing this beautiful letter that look at the life. In life, whatever you see, everything is changing, everything is fleeting, everything is momentary. And they try to live and believe in this infinite beauty. There is infinite beauty of God, infinite peace. Yeah? Every day, catch a glimpse. Every day. That means practice of that world of infinite beauty and peace around. Look at that. There is a beauty, there is a peace, there is purity, the spiritual, and try to live it in day and night. So, what a great teaching. Being in the world which is full of, there is surrounding, holy people see that. We don't see. We see the devil because of the devil mind. But it is all, you have to take a glimpse, catch a glimpse of love, of purity, of beauty. That is the thing. And it is to be an effort in the life. Let your soul ascend day and night like an unbroken stream unto the feet of the beloved Lord. No? Let your mind soar high and high and high. And beloved Lord in his throne. And that throne is in your own heart. And let the rest take care of themselves. That means let the body, let this world, let them be there in its own way. Mriter Satkar, Mitera Huru. Let the dead deal with the dead. These are all dead. These are all dead. We pay value to this. That's why it is dead. Ultimate truth is God. Ultimate truth is love and purity. Life is evanescent. Look at the life. What you are holding on. It is this moment, that moment it is not there. A fleeting dream. Youth and beauty fade away. Today youthful, tomorrow old. Tomorrow, today happy, healthy, controlling the whole world. Tomorrow, boom. What happened to the Babu? He could not put the leg up. Gone in 1 second, split second. And youth and beauty fade. Say day and night, O Lord, thou art my father, my mother, my love, my Lord, my God. I want nothing but thee, thou in me, I in thee. That should be bhakta. A devotee should day and night practice that. That's a very simple practice. It is not bringing much philosophy of life. Everything is evanescent, everything is changing, and in this world of change, you are my everything, you are there. So, and the devotee will say, you are my everything, O Lord. Wealth goes, beauty vanishes, life flies, power flies. But the Lord abideth forever, love abideth forever. So that is the thing. If here is a glory in keeping the machine in the good trim, it is more glorious to withhold the soul from the suffering with the body. So if people think that body should be kept well, but mind should be kept well, but much important is the soul. Body will die, body will age, body will be diseased, and it will drop one day. But the soul, to take care of the soul, is more glorious. It is much glorious work in life. What is that glorious work? To withhold the soul from the suffering of the body, make it separate from the body. দেহ জানে আর দুঃখ জানে মন তুমি আনন্দে থাকো. Swami Turiyananda used to say, oh my body, let this body remain in its work of body, deho. Let the body and suffering, they have some, they are dealing, understanding. Deho jane ar dukkha jane. Oh my mind, you become fully established in blissfulness. So you remain in bliss. Let the body work its own way. Sometimes it is good, sometimes it is bad. Sometimes it is young, sometimes it is old. So God is the soul. So this is a cry for the soul to be lifted into divine. If there is a glory in keeping the machine, okay, there is a glory in keeping the machine. People are all trying how many ways or methods of keeping the body and in good trim. But it is much more glorious to withhold the soul from the suffering in the body. Soul mixed with the suffering of the body. That we are now. Separate out. Let the soul be lifted with the divine. That is the only demonstration of your being known, not matter, by letting the matter alone. Stick to God. Who cares what comes to the body or to anything else? To the terrors of evil, say, my God, my love. To the pangs of death, say, my God, my love. Through all the evils under the sun, say, my God, my love. Thou art here, I see thee. Thou art with me. I feel thee. I am thine. Take me. I am not the world's but thine. Leave not then me. Do not go for glass beads, leaving the mine of diamonds. This life is a great chance. What? That's the point. See, let suffering come, let disaster come. Maybe you overwhelmed for a moment. Next moment say, this one. Who cares what comes to the body and mind? To the terror of evil, say, oh my God, my love, you are here. To the pangs of death, say, my God, my love. To all the evils under the sun. When you see, we see bad things in the world. But what a devotee will say, my God, my love, you are the true reality behind this. And I am thine. Take me. I am not the world's but thine. I don't belong to the world, but I belong to you. How we get totally mesmerized. This world, we think it is mine. Is I am here. I am nothing, but it is you. Oh Lord, you are the reality. So do not go for glass beads, leaving the mind of diamonds. That you are doing all the time. Getting so much excited, emotional with the petty things of this world, which is nonsense. And we are day and night giving away for the beads with the glass beads, leaving the mine of diamond. Mine of diamond is here. We have no concern for that. But this foolish world, someone insults you, someone says you, and you feel, oh, we're just failure. Come back to senses. This world is all humbug. Say, oh Lord, you my heart, you my God, you my love. Do not go for glass beads. Bah, what Swamiji's idea? Don't go for glass beads, living the mind of diamonds, which we are doing every day. Our life's priority is what? What is our concern every morning to near night? All the nonsense, bogus things of this life. And forgetting about God. So this is the reminder. God should be the focus. This life is a great chance. What? Seekest thou the pleasure of the world? God is the fountain of all bliss. Seek for highest. Aim at the highest. And you shall reach the highest. Hari Om Tatsa. What a powerful letter. That's why everyone should read Swami Vivekananda's letters. Because it comes from so much, see, so much power is there. You read and you feel the energy there. Just you can just read out the line, you get the energy. That is the person who lives in that consciousness, God consciousness. But it is useless. We only learn, we only talk, and we forget the next moment. Again, we go to the pit hole of life's petty nonsense things. And that makes our life very enjoyable. Ha ha, hoo hoo. And how serious about that? And not serious about God. So, it's very beautiful word. There is always this area. Do not go for glass beads, leaving the mine of diamonds. That we are always doing. Mine of diamond is here. Joy inexpressible, love indefinable, and then we are just searching on the glittering things of the petty things of life and petty happenings of life, where this valuable, most valuable thing of life is being overlooked. Very beautiful letter. Please read this letter yourself. It is on page 164 of this book. and in Swami Vivekananda's letters on July 31st, 1894. Now, we have read this, but we'll also read another commentary of this same verse by Swami Bhuteshananda Maharaj, who was our one of the president, Swamiji. Very, he gave this discussion in Japan. He used to visit Japan, and the Japanese devotees is to listen to his talks. This is somebody has jotted down that, and that is the result of the book. Here it explains on the verse number 84. Whosoever believes and follows with faith this auspicious teaching of Narada, he becomes a lover of God and realizes the dearest, who is the sole aim of life. So that is the running translation. And now he explains about a long explanation, about 6-8 pages of explanation. I'll quickly read that because nothing to do. We are taking the book today. So I'll read out here.
But in this last verse says that whoever reads this book will attain that supreme love for God. So we all read the book.
No, he has said, Sivanushasana Vishwasiti, Shraddhate. You cannot take out all these qualities. Do you believe in heart and soul? This is true, what they talk. Do you believe? And have you Shraddha means trust, faith. And if you have trust and faith, what will you do? Will you lead the same idiotic life? You have no faith in this. You are only listening like children say, ha ha ha, this is good. Have you any faith in it? If you have faith, you will die for that goal. You cannot lead a life of idiotic life like that, spending time for nonsense things whole day and night. Devotee will think through every action only remind him God. Okay, to pangs, Swamiji's later, to pangs of suffering, the death comes, say, my Lord, my God. Insult comes, say, my Lord, my God. That is the point. It's not so easy just saying, I read this book. Read this book is giving the condition. Yo idam narada praktam shivanushasanam. It is instruction for all auspicious instruction. Vishwasiti shuddhate. If these two things in bhakti is there, what you need? Bhakti is very simple. For people of simple mind, crooked mind people will always try to find why this, why that, why that, why that. And never satisfied. Why that is good. But why that, there is no end of why that. They become scholars, intellectuals, rubbish. That's why you see many people leading a life of 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, most idiot, most selfish, most arrogant. Why it is happening like that? You don't trust, you don't practice, you don't live that life, you don't think that way. Those who believe in communism, what they are doing, look at them. Those who believe in the policy of what? Al-Qaeda, Taliban, what they are doing, go look at them. Blood against blood, killing, they believe in that truth. What is our belief? Do you have any belief? All the belief system. What do you believe? As Swamiji said, if you believe God, then in every moment thank God. To suffering, to pleasure, to pain, to praise, to defamation. Have that courage to say, it is your, oh Lord, it is your play. It is you are there, your grace, your kindness. So this is not a fun. People believe in God. Nothing. They believe in all these hush-push ideas in the world. They give up their life. They die for that. They kill themselves. They destroy themselves for the good, for the thing they believe. What do you believe? We love God. It's all superficial talk. No change in character, no change in thought process, no in transformation in life. And I'm a devotee, I think of God. I'm a bhakta, I'm a Vedanta, Vedanta is all false teeth. Vedanta, bhakti, bhakta, bhakta. I am a meditator. What do you meditate? You meditate day and night of the nonsense things. You sit down and go deep and get into the gut and all the ditch and well of nastiness. Transformation, transformation, transformation. See God, see God, see God. Bhakta will like to see everything God's grace. Death is coming. Oh, God has sent me. Wow, thank God. Hmm. Somebody says something wrong, something, you should not be angry. Oh Lord, thank you, thank you, thank you. See, that's called you believe in God. What type of God is that? You react like an idiot in this moment and jump like a mad monkey. Yeah. So that is the point, to transform the life. And Vishwas does not mean so easy. True language. Vishwasiti, Shraddhate. These two things are very fundamental in spiritual life, in any life. Now I will read these 8 pages quickly because we have another half. And that is the end of the book. Uh, and of course, I will have another day, another class, last class on this subject. That day, what shall we do? We shall just make a synopsis of all the verses. I'll go to the 84 verses. Quick, 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 quick. So that you can just string it together. What is the 84? It may not be, but I should not get stuck in any verse. Then 84 will not be over. In one day to do 84 verses is a very impossible task.
So we shouldn't ask question in between.
No. No. Yeah. So it is said, 84th verse, he says that as in some earlier sutras, Narada repeats the final words to emphasize his ideas and to conclude the discussion. In conclusion, it is said that whoever believes in this auspicious gospel of Narada and has faith in it becomes a lover of God and attains the highest beatitude and goal of life. So this is the glory of this Narada's Bhakti Sutra. It is trust, faith, and leading the life accordingly. Narada did not intend to show any great scholarship in these aphorisms. The teachings in the Bhakti Sutras are very simple, easily understandable, and can be easily followed. Bhakti Yoga is the most popular way of attaining the supreme goal. The most popular way because it does not presuppose much scholarship, not even much austerity. Too much of asceticism is disapproved of by the teachers of Bhakti Yoga. Scholarship also sometimes creates a sort of pride in a person's mind that he is great scholar, while contrary to this, Bhakti Yoga teaches show utmost humility. So the scholarship is not the strong point in the Bhakti Yoga, though there have been many great scholars who described Bhakti Yoga at length. Yet, scholarship by itself has no merit in the Bhakti Yoga. As Sri Ramakrishna says, a child may not know what greatness his father may have. Nevertheless, he loves his father and the father loves the child. It is not so important to scrupulously follow these rituals also. Again, as Sri Ramakrishna says, a child may not know how to utter the name of the father as father distinctly. He simply makes some sound and the father understands that the child seeks it. So in Bhakti school, what is being said, there may be many scholarly people in the bhakti school, but scholasticism is not the goal. Goal is to love God. As you have just said, to see the presence of God, so see the love of God in everything which comes in life. It is, oh my God, my love, my God, my love, my God, my love, as Swamiji just said. So, bhakti does not need much, they only have simple faith. That's why he gave the example of a child. Child does not know his father is a district judge. Child does not know that his father is a poor guy. He is oppressed, depressed. My father, that's all. So Sri Ramakrishna says, God is my own. That faith, simple faith, he is there, I am his child. So that makes a total difference in the other thoughts of mere intellectualism. It is intellect is very sharp, gets sharpened. You read the Bhakti school of books, Bhakti, Rasamrita Sindhu, and uh, so many Bhakti Ratnavali and other very scriptures of the Bhakti school, very analytical, very difficult. Even Vedanta and parallel, if you take parallel ideas, it is so fine discrimination is there. But it is not encouraged in Bhakti school. Bhakti school is thing, you believe God is there and God is looking after you, you are protected by God, love Him, call upon Him. And that's the simple faith, simple thing. So it is not necessary to follow the ritualistic process also in Bhakti Yoga of the precise pronouncement of the specific mantra. huh? People say you don't pronounce the mantra, then you don't get the result. And rather you wrongly pronounce, then you get a wrong result. But Bhakta does not want all these things. Even he pronounces wrongly, but with love, God listens. That's why he says, a child talks to father, ba, pa, ma, something, some sound. Father understands, mom understands that it's calling me. So the Lord of the universe, the mother of the universe, father of the universe, they understand. So be simple like that. That is the Bhakti school's thought. So it is here, it is a simple yearning for God that is needed. It may not be associated with any kind of ritual or no methodical practice. Is absolutely, it is not necessary. That has been demonstrated in the lives of Ramakrishna. When he was seeking the Divine Mother, he did not think of any particular procedure by means of which that calling was to be directed. He simply yearned. His heart was bleeding for a vision of the Divine Mother, and that was a demonstration that in Bhakti Yoga there is no necessity for any scrupulous observation of the rituals. A bhakta may be conversant with the scriptures, or he may not be conversant. If he is conversant with the rituals to be followed in formal worship, he practices the rituals. They are not, however, absolutely necessary for reaching God. Whatever rituals Sri Ramakrishna learned before that awakening of intense yearning in his mind, he was doing as his scriptures desired to be followed. But then, when he was mad with love, he forgot all the process. When he was worshipping Mother Kali, there was absolutely no method. It was just the behavior of a child in the presence of the mother. Sri Ramakrishna showed thereby that rituals are not absolutely necessary. Though Sri Ramakrishna was formally initiated in the Sakta cult, that was only a sort of formal initiation, to which he never gave any emphasis in his utterances. That means that even without such a ritualistic approach, God can be attained to sheer love for Him. That is the speciality of Bhakti Yoga. And then above, so this is the important point what is being emphasized. In Bhakti Yoga, each path has its speciality. In Bhakti Yoga, the speciality is this that you need not have to be a perfect ritualist. You need not have to read the puja book and understand everything of the puja, why this finger He's turning this way, that way. You like to know, no. That's not important. Devotion is the important. Uh, so I remember when I joined, there was one Swami. I didn't do the puja that time. I didn't know anything. So one day there is in the shrine, there is nobody to do the puja. I was brahmachari, so I was asked to do the puja. So I told the senior Swami, Swami, I don't know the puja. Well, what, you don't know the puja? I will, no, I have not learned. Well, no, no. You do the puja, is it not? You have your altar? I will, yes, my personal altar. Don't you give flowers every day? Don't you give incense? Don't you put a candle there? Well, yes. Well, that is the same thing. You tell, oh Lord, take this incense. I offer this flower at your feet, please accept it. Put this tray of fruit. Oh Lord, please eat it. That is the story. One boy was given the charge to look after the shrine, and my parents have left for some other one. And they said, okay, this is all prasad, everything is ready. So offer it to God. And so we are going, we'll come back little late, you finish the puja. And then he gave, the child gave it to the offering to the Lord. And then he said, oh Lord, please take this food my dad has given, mom has given. But the photo does not do anything. Photo is there, food is there. Then he started like a child crying, you don't come to take what my mom will say, what my dad will say. So you please come, please come, please come. And he started weeping to the bitterly weeping. And suddenly the Lord came and actually ate everything. And then he was very happy. And when mom and dad came back, where is the prasad? The prasad God has taken. God has taken. How come it's possible? But no, he took today. I told him that you have to eat today. Ma has given me the responsibility to feed you. Simple. That is the point. Simple love. Ramakrishna quote this incident. That means not in any much scholasticism or the paraphernalia of puja, one step versus second step versus third step. Yes, we do. That's a different thing as a practice. But real devotion is heart, love, simple say, simple cry of the heart. So that is the point has been emphasized. That you need not have to be a scholar, one point. You need not have to know all the details of your worship procedure. Yeah. If you know, it's okay. But it's not your devotion. You can just say, oh Lord, take it. I offer it. So in Swamiji's life also we find Swami Vivekananda one day wanted to do the puja, and how he did puja we all know. He sat and just sit and meditated for a long time, and they saw there are so many flowers and incense and leaves and everything. So he sprinkled everything on the flowers and took the flowers, and who were meditating, he put one flower in everyone's head, and rest of the flower he gave it to the ground. That's all. Puja is done. Huh? That's why, and then giving the food, he said, oh, my friend, please take the food. And he gave the food like that. Take it, eat, as one who feels that he is there. So this is the heart should be there. That is the essence.
So I think for the ritualistic puja for long period of time, it has because we are in such a level, it helps us to be attentive and concentrated like that.
That is the
Because
benefit.
if you want to serve someone really, concentration and attention what that person needs, not what I want to give, what that person needs. That kind of mindset has to be developed. And if one does the steps for a long time for that time, then that person achieves that step. Otherwise, suddenly that kind of love cannot develop. Swamiji who had that meditation and that kind of mindset. So do that.
That's true. But look at all the pujaris in temples. They are doing whole life puja. Om, Om mantra and all chanting and throwing the flowers. Go to any Hindu temple. They're born. Ah, everything is okay. This puja system has been established by the rishis to help us to organize our mind, to orient our mind whole day. That I am plucking flowers for the Lord. I am making sandal paste for the Lord. Keeping mind for God, 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 God. It's a process. But point is that if you have no love for God, it is only chore work. It's a job. I have to pluck flowers. I'm tired today. I have to do this sandal paste quick, quick, quick. I have to dance pluck the leaves. And that becomes a job. And that job does not give us spirituality. But of course, there is some value in it. Mind will, as you say, mind may be concentrated, regulated. But its main thing is that you have to understand bhakti is a bhakti practice. Bhakti practice is I, my Lord. And this is my sincere opening of my heart. So that's the Sri Ramakrishna emphasized. And yes, Ramakrishna did the ritual, we read just now. He did the ritual, but he was not stuck there forever into the ritual. He entered much deeper into the ritual for loving in God, as we have just discussed. Now, this book has discussed about the scholastic understanding, what is the Narada was a great scholar himself. We know in the Upanishad we find that he has studied so many sciences and a 16, 17 subjects. We can say is a PhD or master degree holder in 16 subjects, 16, 18 subjects. Was a great scholar himself, but he never demonstrated his scholarship in dealing with these types of mantras. We have seen throughout that there was no mention of scriptural passage in corroboration of what he said. Nowhere is any mention of scriptural passages found in the sutras. That does not mean that Narada is not competent to quote passages in his favor. He never thought it necessary, particularly to show that a man need not be a scholar at all, yet he is competent to approach God and realize Him through the faith of devotion. Scholarship playing no part thereby in the yearning for God. Sri Ramakrishna has demonstrated the same idea. Then, about the position of a society. A devotee need not be of any high caste or high position, be held in the esteem in a society. Narada was the son of a maid servant about whose ancestors nothing is known, though at times Narada has been described as Brahma Kumara Brahma, but that is only a casual utterance. In the story itself, there is no mention of Narada's antecedent. Nothing is said about his father, except the reference that the mother was a maidservant, that Narada had the spirit of renunciation awakened in the early life. He renounced the whole world and went away for visualization of the ideal or to have the vision of God. He sat in meditation and prayed with great earnestness, and God appeared before him. Thus, it is demonstrated in his life, Narada's life itself, it is demonstrated. Though he is a great scholar, but he attained all this because of his sincere prayer and sincere uh, faith and trust. Thus, it is demonstrated in his life that is no high pedigree, great lineage, being born of great sages or saints is necessary for God realization. From any stratum of society, one can follow Bhakti Yoga without any hesitation. And if he is sincere and intense in his practice, God realization will inevitably follow. But to instill faith in the hearts of the followers of the Bhakti cult, Narada says that whatever he has described in connection with the Bhakti Yoga has been taught by great sages, as mentioned before. Narada says that these are the instructions given by Shiva. Narada is merely a narrator of it. So there is a humility. That is the point of a devotee. Devotee's idea is that I am nothing. Oh Lord, you are everything. And that is their methodology. Egolessness and love is the factor, and one pointed love for God, and finding God in every movement of life, in difficulties, in misery, in pleasure, in pain. Is only God, 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 God. So that is the beauty. What happens to him who believes in these teachings and follows them? That is the question. He becomes endowed with devotion. If one practices this, he will be endowed with devotion. As a climax, as a climax of that devotion, he realized the supreme, the highest beatitude in life. It is repeated twice in this chapter to indicate when it is anything ends in the book, they repeat two times. So here, twice has been indicated to end the chapter and also end of the books. Or it may also mean that invariably he realized the supreme, the dearest of the devotees. Two things are there. Whoever has faith in him, that's the point. Whoever has faith in him and actively participate in the process attains that. The criterion is have faith in God and faith in the process shown in all these verses. The whole life must be molded accordingly. Then only the teachings are of any value to anyone. There may be a great scholar giving discourse on bhakti without being a devotee. As Sri Ramakrishna says, there is the story of the great propounder of Bhagavata. He was giving discourses in the presence of the king in his court. And at the end of the discourse, he would say, Maharaj, O king, have you understood? The king would reply, you understand first. The Pandit was astonished by such answers. What is this? I have studied these scriptures all my life, and I am explaining these teachings to my great satisfaction. And yet the king says, you understand first. Have I not understood? After three such meetings, when the answer was only, you understand fast, or you please understand yourself, the Pandit began to think. What is this idea? The Pandit was scholar and there was sincerity in him. So he tried to analyze for himself. Why is it that the king has said that I have not understood it? Then, after much thinking, he came to know the essence of the teachings. What is the essence? The essence of this teaching is that one has to give up everything for the sake of God. Have I done that? No. So the king is right when he says, you understand first. So at last, the Pandit gave up the discourses and sent word to the king. Yes, now I have understood. And he renounced the world. That is the secret. The very uh, good teaching. We give talks, lectures. It increases our pride only. I am such. Did you listen to my talk? I gave that talk in that place. And how did I say? I explained this way. Did you understand? This book was referred to this. Okay. These are a good side. But this also brings this type of ego. No. There's a good ego, though better than other ego, it is a good ego. But that is Bhakta will say, no, 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 no. I try to understand it and what God has made me an instrument. I am doing as an instrument of God. So there comes a different, same thing is done, but the approach is different. Ramakrishna is still talking so much high philosophy. But he says, you ask him, I do not know anything. And he is very authentic. Uh, that copyright. He gives the copyright. He says, I have learned this from Nangta, the Totapuri. Bhairavi Brahmani, the teacher, she told like that. So everything quoting is always giving some quote and authenticity. That is not mine. I do not know anything. And the Upanishad, you'll also see. Some Upanishads, they say, I do not know anything. What I have heard from other rishis. That they always refer that it is not my own. I is zero there. There, God is the topmost. So that is the secret. If we understand these things, it is not merely intellectual understanding. The understanding will not take us anywhere. As Sri Ramakrishna used to say, the vultures fly high in the sky, but their attention is riveted to the carcasses. A scholar similarly says lofty things, describing scriptures, giving discourses in very high ideals, but his mind is attached to the things of the world. So then, what is the use of his scholarship? Sri Ramakrishna says that I do not care a straw. I do not care a straw for such a scholarship. That the scholarship can give fame and wealth, but not bring salvation. So it is all useless. In Bhakti Yoga, this is particularly relevant. Renunciation is, of course, considered to be very high quality for a seeker of God, but renunciation for a devotee is a miracle because he has not understood the world in the sense that scholars understand it. He has the feeling in his heart of hearts that the world is not the thing that he needs, that he longs for, but he wants his beloved God. God is in the thing that he seeks. To him, the world is worthless without God. It takes him away from God. As the story goes, once being pleased with the Hanuman's devotion, Sita gave him her necklace pearl monkey. And as the monkey do, he took out the necklace. He is breaking and then seeing something and throwing out. So ultimately, Mother Sita said, he's a monkey. So what will you understand the value of the pearl? Uh, and then Mother has an interaction with her with the Hanumanji. Uh, why is it that you are throwing away these invaluable pearls? You do not know what the value they have. Why are you breaking them? Then Hanumanji replied, I am breaking them to see whether Rama is there inside. I do not find Rama, so I am throwing them away. Then the questioner, this mother Sita, remarked, well, you have a body, you are holding the body. Is there Rama inside you? If it is not, throw away your body. This story goes that Hanuman opened his heart and lo, there was Rama residing in his heart. So otherwise the body also would have been thrown away. That is the attitude of a devotee. Devotee will think everything is for God. If there is God, then it's meaningful. If there is no God, there is no meaning in it.
But in the story of Tulsidas, who was also a great devotee, then in his case, see, he had the story goes like that he had arranged a program and he had an asana seat for everyone except Rama. So Rama came and asked that where is my asana? So he said that show me the place where you are not there, then I will put your asana there. So he would see everywhere Rama, he's a devotee, and Hanuman is also devotee, but he cannot see the
Two attitudes, two different moods. Also, all the devotees they see jatra jatra, jaha jaha netra pade. The devotees, when they are really attained to that level, wherever they look, wherever they see only God. And there is nothing minus God. But it is in one mood in the Hanumanji. It is a Deho Buddhya. When he is in the body consciousness, there he is trying to see God. In only in where is God, where is non-God. This level of duality. But when the mind goes in a higher level, Deho buddhya tu dasosmi, jiva buddhya tadansaka. As my mind moves another plane, I see this whole world is all sparks of joy, sparks of God. Everywhere there is that same reality in me, in everywhere. And Atma buddhya, when that also does, then is samadhi. So these are two states. Okay, so my time is up. Oh, Baba. So, okay, let me finish it. It is not Narada alone who has taught these things, but a host of other teachers of Bhakti school have been mentioned here by way of corroboration. Lastly, to summarize, it is mentioned whoever has Shraddha and faith and believe in these teachings, they almost mean something. Shraddha means faith in the scriptures, and belief means the faith that we can have normally, even without the help of the scripture. So, whoever has got faith and belief will realize this. Realize what? He will realize God, who is the dearest. It is beautifully summed up. He realized the dearest. It may not mean God alone, God also. Again, even his glory is not needed there. It may be God without any attributes, except that he is dear to the devotee, the dearest, who is the supreme subject of life. The devotee attains to that. Now, after the supreme goal is attained, what else remains to be attained? Nothing, because he has his desire fulfilled. He is at peace with himself. His heart is flowing with love for the dearest and is becoming united with the dearest. That is the end of his love for all, for a devotee. It is a beautiful ending of the beautiful discourse. Subject has to be treated not simply for intellectual understanding, not merely to satisfy one's curiosity, but to attain something which really matters most in life, which is of utmost importance to a human being, and that is to become united with God, to reach Him, to be in His company. That is what is attained through Bhakti Yoga. Whether it is appreciated by others or not, Narada said, a bhakta never cares, even when he is criticized as mad, to be not to be like people of the world. What does it matter to the devotee? He has attained his highest goal and does not care for what others say. That also has been clearly stated here. That is Bhakti Yoga. The price to be paid is one's all, everything that one possesses, including the body. The gopis describe themselves as the servants of God, who desire not even a little compensation for anything. They sacrifice themselves at the feet of the Lord without considering anything else worth having, without seeking any return. The devotee has sacrificed everything for God, and nothing else matters, not even his own happiness. Own happiness. It is not happiness that a devotee seeks. He seeks God. Happiness comes unsought. He is satisfied that he can serve God to the best of his capacity and with heartfelt dedication to Him. That is what is called wholehearted devotion. No corner should be kept for something else or somebody. Therefore, we have seen that Bhakta need not necessarily be a scholar, a great man of piety, or having performed many sacrifices or many spiritual rituals. He need not even follow the codes of purity in the sense in which it is ordinarily understood, but he is pure, and his very touch, his very presence purifies others. A sinner can be turned into a saint by a mere touch from them. That is the greatness of the devotion. That is the greatness of the devotee. Sri Krishna says in Bhagavatam, how can I give adequate return the love that I have received from the gopis? I cannot love that I have received. I cannot adequately return the love that the gopis have bestowed upon me. As a devotee feels towards God, so also God feels towards the devotee. Sri Krishna says, when, quote, when sages and such great bhaktas go, I go behind them so that the dust of their feet may fall upon me and I may be purified. That is the highest tribute that can be paid to a human being. So, this is the end of the verse 84. So, what we get here is that bhakti is a special path where we may not be rich with so many good qualities of high position or high, That's why you find there may be many people coming from ground, they become great devotees. They are thieves, they are dacoits, transformed, they are very low character people, but they transform and they turn towards God, love for God, and then the simple faith. And that's why religious organizations take advantage of this simple faith. The world trouble, of all the world trouble, big wars and things are happening. They are only uh, misusing the deep emotional sentiment of the devotees who believe this is the belief, and that belief, faith, has been imprinted in them and taken advantage of them and misusing them for their own purpose. So, but devotion should only allow anybody to love God and dive deep and find the same God everywhere. That should be the outcome. So, only love, only unconditional love for God and God alone, that is called bhakti. And we have to follow that. Om Shanti, 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 Hari Om Tat Sat, Sri Ram Krishna Panamastu. Next class 7:30, as also we will again say another class will be there on Bhakti Sutra. That will be only to summarize the entire book in one class. I will try, but I do not know. And one question has come: is our faith based upon seeing the life of those who have reached God? How can we strengthen our faith? Yeah, their life, their story, with the Bhakta's life we read. That's why Ramakrishna used to keep a book in his room. It's called Bhakta Mala. Eh? Mala means the garland, but garland of Bhakta, they're stories of Bhaktas. How devoted they were to evoke devotion in us. Yes, we are more inspired by seeing devotion in others. So, mere reading book is one thing. If we have the chance of seeing someone who is dedicated to God like that, God intoxicated people, then we get more benefit out of it. Yes, that's why God can be reached on this pure faith, faith of his child, but not a fool. Our many of our monks in our order, they are great, simple-minded people, very like childlike mind, but they are not fools. They are so intelligent, uh, but they don't apply that intelligence in other areas. As they just discussed, anything bad comes, they think, oh, it has come from the Lord. Huh? But they have total trust in God. So that is a very high level. Another question: when one enters Samadhi, is it because of the rise of Kundalini? Of course, Kundalini might be, but Bhakti schools say the Kundalini automatically rises. If you love God, the channel will open and it will go automatically up. Okay, we end here. Thank you, thank you. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Now we'll listen for 5-7 minutes some song. People can sing, listen. Not yet, not yet.